Welcome to part 2 of our video series on how artificial intelligence could definitely interrupt your retirement. As we noted in part 1, this is a concern that could affect both white-collar workers and blue-collar workers. But now let's talk about how this can affect your retirement strategies. So definitely stay locked in. Hi, my name is Carson Graves, Certified Financial Planner and President and CEO of the Retirement Education Center.
And my name is Andrea Graves, Director of Operations at the Retirement Education Center. For additional concepts on how to maximize your retirement, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload new videos.
Now make sure you do stick around to the moral of this video, as I'm going to summarize how AI could impact you and what you should be doing about it. Now let's go ahead and transition to see how AI may actually end up wrecking your 401ks, IRAs, or other retirement plans. Now, if AI eliminates your job, your 401k contributions are going to stop. And so that means that the compounding growth on that 401k is going to slow down as well, because you're not contributing to it, and therefore you're not getting the matching that you will get if you're actually with that company. Another issue is that if you do get laid off, you may have long periods of unemployment, or what we call underemployment, which also means that you're going to have lower lifetime earnings. Now, why is that so important to understand? When you have lower lifetime earnings, it can also reduce your Social Security benefits in the future, because Social Security is going to be taken into account the highest average 35 years of earnings that you have. And so when you have lower earnings, inevitably those 35 years of average earnings are also going to be lower as well. The other issue here that we are already seeing currently, with Social Security being on the brinks, is that if the labor market continues to shrink, the tax revenue is going to drop, and therefore Social Security solvency may become even more affected sooner than projected. So what it comes down to, quite simply, is that if there's fewer people working, that's going to be fewer people paying taxes, and that, of course, is going to put more pressure on the Social Security Trust Fund. And that leads me to my point of how your retirement plans, like IRAs and annuities, may become more important than they ever have before, because they are not tied to your job. Annuities can provide you with guaranteed income regardless of what the marketplace is doing, or if you do have any gaps in your employment. That annuity payment will never stop. So it may be critically important that people really start to think about these types of plans. When it comes to IRAs, whether that be a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA, as I mentioned, they are not tied to your employer like a 401k is. But what that means is that even if you lose your job or change careers, your existing IRA will continue to grow, tax deferred or tax free in the case of a Roth IRA. The other part to remember, that if you do lose your job, you can easily roll over that 401k or that TSP account or 403b into your already existing IRAs as part of your career transition. Now, one of the things I do want to point out is that if you're not working, and this is one of the caveats, it is true that you cannot contribute to any IRA because you don't have any earned income. That is to be noted. But at the same time, with that IRA, you still maintain the control, the flexibility, and the portability of that IRA, which makes it a critical retirement asset. Another major point that I would make, that if you do not have earned income and you've contributed to an IRA, that could also be a perfect time for you to consider doing a Roth conversion to go ahead and start building up more tax-free money down the road. Now, when it comes to annuities, they don't depend on you working at all. So you don't have to be working, and you can still contribute to a non-qualified annuity. If it's funded while you're working, that can provide guaranteed monthly income for life. Even if the market crashes or your job disappears, this tool cannot be interrupted. That makes them especially powerful in uncertain economic times, like what we could face widespread with AI automation. So while job loss may limit future contributions in these types of accounts, the assets that you've already built in IRAs or annuities can still give you more stability, control, and peace of mind in a post-AI world. So with all of this concern when it comes to AI disrupting your retirement, how can you basically foolproof your retirement in an AI world? The future could be bright if you do some of these things. one of the things that I would highly encourage you to do is to start looking at increasing your emergency savings. Typically, you may hear someone say you need at least 3 to 6 months of your expenses saved. But I'm going to tell you, in a AI world that could be very disruptive, you may need to think about 6 to 12 months or even 24 months of emergency savings. The second thing that you need to be doing that I've already pretty much pointed out in this video is that you need to think about diversifying your retirement contributions. Don't just rely on your 401ks. Look at maximizing IRAs. Consider doing Roth conversions. Of course, explore annuities as well. These things are portable and they can help be a much needed bridge in the time that you may have lost your job due to AI disrupting it. The third thing that you want to do is you don't want to sit back and just let this happen. Start thinking about new skills or upskilling yourself. You may need to start considering jobs that are AI resistant. So you may start thinking about jobs that require human interaction, jobs in healthcare, counseling, or maybe sales. That will be a good fit for the future if you're trying to circumvent what AI is going to be taking over. Also, you need to start thinking about critical thinking skills and strategy type jobs, like pretty much what I do as a financial advisor, maybe a project manager, an educator, someone who's doing those types of things can pretty much secure themselves for the future because you're still going to need critical thinking involved when it comes to planning. You also may want to start thinking about what kind of trade or technical skills do you have. I mean, I know everyone can't do blue collar jobs, but becoming an electrician, HVAC tech, looking at AC work, those jobs are critical. Home inspector or becoming a mechanic. I know these are some tough blue collar jobs that many people may not have the skills for, but if you've been working in an industry like manufacturing or whatever it may be, maybe this may be a time for you to start taking a look at these types of skills. You may also need to start thinking about if you can't be AI, you might consider joining AI and looking at some of the AI skills that you may need to compete in the future as well. Look at prompt engineering. Look at machine learning oversight or ethical AI. These are things that you could do to start prompting yourself and upskilling yourself to be prepared for a world that's going to be inundated by AI in many, many different professions. The next thing you might want to do is think about delaying your retirement. You're going to need to build your retirement plan, assuming that you might need to work longer. But you also need to be ready to retire earlier if you happen to lose your job sooner rather than later. And the last thing that I'm going to tell you that you must do to get ready for AI is to get professional advice. We know that retirement planning is no longer a set it and forget it process. You need to make sure that you're seeking out a fiduciary advisor who understands how to build your retirement plan for the future, whether it be for income, taking on any type of risk that AI may bring about, and of course, any job disruption scenarios that may come along as well. This is critical if you're planning to make sure that you're at ease if AI comes in and disrupt your world.
All right, Carson. So, what's the moral of this video?
Well, the moral of this video, Andrew, is that AI is definitely going to be reshaping the job landscape in the future, but it doesn't have to derail your retirement. What you must do is start building a retirement plan that doesn't depend on one particular job and doesn't depend on one particular income stream. So you have to think of it this way. You have to prepare your mind to know that the AI wave is definitely coming. The question is, are you going to ride it or are you going to let it wipe you out? And we would certainly like to hear from you. Let us know in the comment section how you feel about the threat of AI. Are you concerned or do you see it as a positive change for your particular situation? And as always, when it comes to these particular subject matters, make sure you reach out to a certified financial planner in your area to help you with these types of decisions.
After this video, please check out our other videos that will give you tips on how to maximize your retirement. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and share it with a friend. Thanks for watching, and remember, if you have questions,
we have answers. Please note that these videos are created for educational purposes only, and that you should always seek out your own financial advisor, your own tax advisor, and your own attorney regarding your personal situation. Also, if you are looking for an independent fiduciary advisor to help you with these types of complex financial matters, we highly recommend that you utilize the links in our description below and go ahead and schedule a 1-hour free consultation with us today.